Here is our patient. This is Cindy Cross, and she has an order for type and cross match, so that's going to include our screen automatically, and 1 unit of packed RBCs. So we have performed her ABORH, and she is an A positive based off of her results, and her antibody screen was performed, and it is negative. So you can see screening cells 1, 2, and 3 are all negative at immediate spin, 37, and AHG. We used our check cells to validate our results. They checked, which means they had a positive reaction, and we can interpret that as a negative screen. So now we are ready to select our units for the cross match. So her history also tells us that she has no history of clinically significant antibodies ever being detected, nor does she today. And we have a clear screen today, and we have her current type as A positive. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what type of cross match does she qualify for? And what units can we select for the cross match itself? So we arrive at our cross match refrigerator. Hi. And we are going to determine which unit to pull. Well, she is A positive and has no instructions for anything specific, so our first choice is going to be A positive. So we're going to select an A positive unit. The expiration date is April 20-something, April 28th. So we are good. We only need one. We expect a compatible cross match based off of her current results and her historical notes that show that she does not have any antibodies ever detected. So we can perform an abbreviated cross match, or the immediate spin cross match. All right. So these are the segments that we're going to use to get a sample of our unit. So we get a tube. They come with handy dandy pre-labeled stickers with the barcodes on the back, so we don't have to worry about clerical error on our part. We label our tube. Then you take a segment off of your bag and you place it in your tube. Now you're going to put the unit back in the refrigerator so it doesn't stay out of its regulated temp too long. Okay, so we are going to start the process of labeling and getting everything ready for the cross match. So this is our labeled donor unit tube, and we're going to use a segment splitter, which is this. It's wonderful. You set it over your tube. It's got a needle on the inside, so when I push this down, a couple drops drop right in my tube. And I'm going to make a 2 to 5% suspension of this, just like I would a patient sample, and make sure I have a balance. And I'm going to spin that for 60 seconds, decant, resuspend, and I'll have my suspension. Okay, so now I'm ready to make the tube that the test is going to be performed in. It's going to have the first 3 letters of the patient's last name, cross match, and the last 3 digits of my unit number right here. Here is my patient's sample red cell suspension and plasma that's already been aliquoted off from when I performed the type and screen. And I take 2 drops. That's patient plasma. And then 1 drop of of donor suspension. This is my donor unit. So I'm going to resuspend it, and then I'm going to spin it for 15 seconds. Now, while this is spinning, I'm going to fill out the cross-match section of my form so I'm ready to record my results. Okay. So now I'm going to shake it off. And that is a negative result, which means that this is a compatible unit. So then on my paper that I have the donor unit and the type recorded under immediate spin, I'm going to write negative. And it is compatible. So my last step is now going to be to fill out a unit tag and attach it to my patient. Alright, so here's the completed unit tag, just like y'all did in your assignment. It's got all the patient information, and you want to always double check that that matches your original order. So you would cross-reference to your original order to make sure your name, medical record number, and date of birth all matches. Then you would check your unit information that you wrote on your cross-match tag matches the unit information on the unit itself, including the volume. Every detail must match, and there's the volume. And then once you are satisfied that everything matches and there's no discrepancies, you're going to attach the tag to the units. So here is your final result, a filled out unit tag that is securely attached to your unit. You can see it's attached right there. And then this is ready to go back into a refrigerator that's usually specifically designated for cross-matched blood that's ready to go. And that is an immediate spin cross-match.